Hey there. Do you ever feel like an outsider? Even when you're standing in the middle of a loud crowd, you want to speak up, you have 1,000 ideas swirling in your head, but there's this invisible thing. It just holds you back. A wall of silence that feels almost instinctive. Maybe you've been labeled reserved, introverted, or worse, antisocial, too sensitive. And perhaps you spent your entire life asking yourself, why can't I just loosen up like everyone else? Here is the crucial thing we need to understand about human psychology. Your quietness, your silence, is not a flaw. It is a shield, a defense mechanism, and most importantly, it is a private language your brain learned to protect itself. Welcome to the Mind Decoder series, where we don't just stop at calling you an introvert. Today, we're diving deep into human psychology to uncover the 3 core psychological reasons that have engineered the silent you. We will go from the surface to the deepest reason, a psychological mechanism called emotional neglect, which might be silently shaping all your relationships. And rest assured, at the end of this video, I won't give you any cliché advice. I'm going to show you a 3-step strategic mindset to turn this sensitivity and quietness into an incredible strength in your life, your career, and even in business. If you're ready to decode yourself, to understand the human psychology behind your silence, keep listening. Let's get started. Mind Decoder. Reason 1, the hi-fi filter. Highly sensitive person. The first and most apparent reason is, it's not that you're afraid of people, it's that you perceive everything too clearly. In human psychology, there's a concept called the highly sensitive person, or HSP. Picture this. Your brain is not a regular speaker. It's an expensive, hypersensitive, hi-fi sound system. While most people hear noise, you hear every single frequency. When they see a face, you read every subtle shift in their eyes. A normal team meeting is a conversation. For you, it's a blockbuster movie of emotions, noise, light, and hidden agendas. Every stimulus, be it sound, light, or someone else's mood, is taken in by your hi-fi system at maximum volume. Your brain quickly becomes sensory overloaded. And what is the fastest, most effective way to offload? Withdraw and be silent. Your quietness is not a lack of engagement. It's an emergency energy conservation measure. You can't loosen up because you're busy processing too much data at once. If after a fun day out, you feel completely drained and need at least 2 hours of absolute silence in a dark room, then congratulations. You are operating on the HSP system. Mind Decoder. Reason 2, communication perfectionism. If reason 1 was about feeling too much, reason 2, which is a bit deeper, is about thinking too much. We call this intellectual overexcitability, a crucial concept in the study of human psychology. Simply put, your brain never switches off. Quiet children are often not without anything to say, but rather they have too much to say, and they are busy building a perfect internal summary. When someone asks you a simple question, you don't just think of answer A. You think of A, B, C. You compare the impact of A on B. You analyze how A might be misunderstood. By the time you complete that entire analysis process in half a second, the conversation has already moved on to the next topic. Your silence is the editing process. You have an unrealistically high standard for what you allow yourself to utter. You want your statement to be precise, to the point, and valuable, a form of perfectionism applied to communication. Instead of saying something just okay, your brain chooses the safe silence. Mind Decoder. Reason 3, the scar of emotional neglect. Now, we move on to the final, most crucial, and most profoundly relationship-shaping reason in human psychology. Your quietness might be an unconscious reflex learned in childhood, an avoidance mechanism caused by emotional neglect. Emotional neglect is not abuse. It is simply the failure of your parents to consistently validate and respond to your emotional needs. They might love you, feed you, and educate you, but when you cried over a small thing, they said, "What's there to cry about?" Or, "Don't overreact." The message the child inside you received was that your feelings are a burden. Your voice is an annoyance. To survive in that environment, the child inside you learned the most important lesson. The only way to be safe is to retreat. keep emotions private and become easygoing, i.e., quiet, so as not to bother anyone. Your silence today is the echo of a child protecting themselves from emotional absence. It is an old wound silently telling you, don't speak up, no one will hear you anyway. Turning silence into a strength. See, the fact that you are a quiet person is not your fault, nor is it a malfunction in your personality. It is a complex defense mechanism forged by your own human psychology. You don't need to fix your quietness. You need to learn how to redefine and use it as an asset. Here are 3 strategic ways of thinking for you to apply this in your life, your career, and even in business. 1. Personal application. Practice the safe recording studio. If you are an HSP, you are constantly overloaded. The solution is not to become less sensitive, but to manage your energy input. Practice announcing and protecting your recovery time. Be direct with loved ones. I need 30 minutes alone to recharge. This is crucial for me to be my best self with you afterwards. You are not mysteriously reserved. You are a conscious energy manager. 2. Professional application. The high-quality feedback mindset. Silence in a meeting is often misunderstood as a lack of interest. Turn it into a strategic advantage. Limit being the first to speak. Use your silence to observe, analyze, and process information. When you do speak, use the phrase, I've listened to all the perspectives, and I notice there is one factor we haven't considered. You are not the person who talks a lot, quantity, but the person who speaks with impact, quality. People will automatically pay attention when you speak. 3. Leadership application. Build a culture of listening. Your deep listening ability, stemming from HSP and a healed emotional neglect wound, is a superpower in business. Use this ability to do what most businesses fail to do. Listen for what the customer is not saying. Find the market's neglected emotional need. Customers don't buy products, they buy solutions to emotional problems. As a quiet person equipped with the ability to read people, you can create more profoundly impactful solutions. This is a silent but extremely powerful competitive advantage. Never confuse quietness with weakness. Your silence is a sign of sophistication, analysis, and a soul that had to learn how to protect itself in less than perfect circumstances. The first step to healing is understanding. And today, we've done that through the lens of human psychology. Don't try to become the loudest person. Learn how to become the person of value when you speak. Of the 3 reasons we analyzed, sensory overload, thinking overload, or the emotional neglect wound, which one do you identify with the most? Let me know your thoughts, your stories, in the comment section right below. This is a necessary conversation, and I will try to read every comment. If you found this mind decoding script valuable, if you want to continue this journey of turning sensitivity into strength with me, hit that subscribe button now and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into human psychology.